This story about different GameCube remasters being on the way for the Nintendo Switch has been ongoing for quite some time already. Last year, we heard a lot of different insiders suggesting different remasters could be on the way, like Liam Robertson, Emily Rogers, Nate Drake. And most recently, we got an update. There's this article going around about Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. And we've also recently heard some updates about F-Zero GX. This remaster situation is heating up, and it's leading me to speculate not just on the existence of these remasters, because we've already talked about this already, but when they might be coming. That's what we're focusing on today.
Hey, listen!
Welcome everyone, this is Andre's Restart, and today we're talking about a few GameCube remasters and when we might be seeing them. But before we jump into things, let me point out, these are rumored. Until it's confirmed officially, take it with a grain of salt. That said, I think there's some reason to believe there may be something here. And I'll also point out, we are aiming to hit 25,000 subscribers by the time Tears of the Kingdom comes out on May 12th. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, because then we might just make it. So this story about Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is exciting because Thousand Year Door is like the best Paper Mario game there is. That's a widespread belief amongst all who have played Thousand Year Door, and even those who have heard about those who have played Thousand Year Door. It's a good game and it's highly requested. So if there is to be a Paper Mario game that's going to be remastered, it's likely Thousand Year Door. A lot of GameCube games are prime candidates to be remastered because they're in that sort of vicinity visually where they're not so aged that they would require massive overhauls to look modern, but with some spruce ups they can hold up to a lot of current Switch games and not only look good, but play pretty well. So with this in mind, I've been speculating about Thousand Year Door being one of the number of GameCube remasters that are supposedly coming for some time. And I think it makes sense, and I wouldn't be shocked if it does come out this year, especially when you consider that the Mario Bros. Movie has just come out. Nintendo may want to put out a few more Mario games in the not so distant future to take advantage of the popularity boost thanks to the movie. Now, a big Mario game probably won't have a quick turnaround from announcement to release, but Thousand Year Door has a chance. Why? Well, I mean, they kind of did it for Origami King, and that was a brand new game back in 2020. It was announced May 14th, and it came out July 17th. So, conceivably, for a remaster, they might be able to pull it off. Now, the story is that, yeah, Thousand Year Door is getting remastered, and it's going to be coming very soon. And apparently, a few different insiders have been in the know on this, and there's a few different sources here. I still put it under rumor category because I haven't seen any total proof that this is happening, but I spoke to a couple people who have heard similar things, and maybe there's something there. But as I said, it just kind of makes sense. But assuming the rumor is true, I wouldn't be shocked if we see it coming out this summer, if very soon means this summer. Now with Pikmin 4 coming out in July, I'm not thinking that they're going to announce Thousand Year Door in May like they did with Origami King and come out 2 months later around the release for Pikmin 4, especially because we have Tears of the Kingdom coming out May 12th. But June is a quite vacant month, and I wouldn't be shocked if we do have a direct presentation in June, as we usually do. And they do it because beyond Pikmin 4 in July, we don't really have many release dates for many games. So a remaster can have a pretty quick turnaround. So I'm thinking Thousand Year Door, if this rumor is legitimate, we'll see confirmation of it this June, and it'll come out, if not like late July, sometime in August. But we're not just talking about Thousand Year Door today. We're also talking about when we might see F-Zero. Recently, we also got an update on F-Zero that Next Level Games might be working on this. And I'll say, I also heard that, yeah, maybe Next Level Games might be doing something there. Now, again, I take this with a grain of salt. We don't know for sure until we have some solid proof, but it kind of makes sense. And if it is Next Level Games, what this suggests is that it's going to be a big boy remaster with some solid visual enhancements and perhaps some added content as well. Nintendo might be looking at this GX remaster as kind of like a spotlight game for a particular month. And considering that typically in September, we see online updates so Nintendo can maintain a lot of their NSO memberships. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo puts out a high-profile online multiplayer game around September. So I'm going to guess that this long-rumored F-Zero GX remaster that may be being worked on by Next Level Games is going to also probably get announced maybe this June in a direct, and it's going to come out this September. I have a hard time believing that F-Zero GX would be the holiday game, so probably not November. I can see them squeezing it into October, but I'm gonna roll with my whole thinking that they may want this game out around the time of September because a lot of people renew their online memberships, and F-Zero GX with a new online mode, maybe with some new content and new visuals, may keep some people around. So with these remasters in mind, we're starting to get a decent understanding of how Nintendo's lineup for this year might look. Pikmin 4 in July, August, maybe Thousand Year Door if I'm correct, and September, F-Zero GX if I'm correct. Again, my speculation, I do not know, and of course these are rumored games, we don't know if they're for sure coming, but I am inclined to believe them. At least F-Zero, that one's fairly supported. What comes in October? What comes in November? What comes in December? Do we get another Mario game? Recently we talked about some potential big holiday releases, so you can check that video out after this one. But I do think a lot of this depends on what Nintendo's plan is. Are they planning a big holiday release for a new system? Are they waiting until next year? That's hard to say, but that's kind of part of the situation with these GameCube remasters. The idea is that these games don't require as much of an extensive development cycle, so Nintendo can put these games out fairly quick with minimal effort, and they can still be quality releases to keep us engaged until they're ready to move on to their next big thing. Could Nintendo be squeezing in any other potential remasters? Hard to say for sure. I will point out that in February we got Metroid Prime Remastered and Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. So there's a few other good remasters right there, so we've already gotten a decent amount, but also they came out within the same week. So I wouldn't put it past Nintendo to put out a couple other remasters that come out fairly close to each other. So Metroid Prime 2 and 3, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD, they're not off the table. Personally, I'm thinking that the Zelda remasters aren't coming for a little bit later because they're going to want to save them to help tide things over to the next big Zelda, because Tears of the Kingdom took quite a long time, and the next one's probably also going to take quite a long time. So between some remasters and a 2D Zelda and some DLC, they may be spraying those things out to tide things over. Prime 2 and 3, though, I think those may be tied to the marketing for Prime 4, which recently we heard might be complete, and if not, it may be close, so we may be seeing those in not so distant future as well. But when do you guys think we could be seeing these remasters coming out? I feel pretty good about my Paper Mario and F-Zero predictions, but again, we'll see what actually happens. Anyways, everyone, this is Andres Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care.